What up, YouTubers? Wasp back again today with a DVD madness. What the heck? DVD madness has been gone for so long, but after making a new friend through YouTube, Vampire Mike, he said, hey, show off some of your DVDs. You know, people will think it's cool. At least some people will think it's cool. I've been hesitant to do this, and I'm starting kind of with the nicest genre, I guess, or the silliest genre. I have a lot of DVDs that I collect now that would be considered, I don't know, some people may be offended by them. I'm always worried about offending people, or something like that. But I have a lot of horror and exploitation DVDs and grindhouse DVDs that either have offensive covers, offensive content, or both. But I may end up showing those too. But today, we're going to start out with a very classic line of movies, and that line is Troma. I'm going to show you, I believe, all my Troma films that I have. Just go through them, tell you if I've seen them or not. A lot of them I haven't seen. That's part of my collecting, I guess. Sometimes you buy stuff and you don't watch it. Just give you a brief synopsis on each one. The video could run a little bit long because there's, I don't know, 20 movies here. But we'll run through them. We will give a little synopsis on them. So, first off, we're going to start with probably the most classic Troma movie ever, and that's The Toxic Avenger. This is a 21st anniversary edition. They make a lot of different editions of this. This came out on VHS, pretty widespread. You could find it in your movie store back in the day, or watch it on TV. It's an edited version on TV that you can watch, and I watched it as a kid, and I just loved it. This is a good movie. If you want to get into Troma, this would be a decent place to start. There's probably a few I'll say that too, but this would be a decent place to start. There's 4 of them. The second one is my personal favorite, but most people like the first one the best. That's also what we have as our background today, is just the title for this. Next, we have Atoxy's Triple Terror. It says Evil Clutch, Chillers, and Beyond Evil. I've never seen any of these, so I can't give you really an opinion on them. A lot of people say Chillers is very good, and the other 2 are not as good. Troma Dance Film Fest DVD. It says a bunch of shorts on it. I watched some of it. It's okay. I mean, they're extremely low budget shorts. Troma movies are going to be pretty low budget in general anyways, and the shorts are even more so. This one here, looks like it's fallen out of its spot there, is Troma's War. This one's a really good one. I like this one. It's got that quirky Troma feel to it, obviously, because it is a Troma movie. This one is directed by Lloyd Kaufman, I believe, which not all Troma are, but this one is. And this one is very good. I like this one a lot. I'm not saying everybody would like it. Maybe not the best starter, but definitely one of the better Troma movies. I think it's a cool one. There's a couple different versions of this guy, too. Toxic Avenger Part 2. My personal favorite of the Toxic Avenger movies. I don't know if it's my favorite Troma or not. Basically, the Toxic Avenger was this nerdy guy that was always picked on. And I don't remember if he fell into toxic goo or what, but he turned into the Toxic Avenger. And he fights bad guys off. A lot of times pretty brutally. Smash their heads in and stuff like that. But he also does like really goofy stuff. Like he smashes a guy into a circle, turns him into a basketball, plays basketball with him. It's goofy, but that's what I like. Next is Tight Spot. Never seen this. Kind of almost looks like a Showtime, like late night movie or something. Some of these I'm sure I got on eBay, and I think I bought a couple lots on eBay for really cheap. So that's how I got those. This one here, Monster in the Closet. I thought this movie was awesome. It's kind of weird because it almost seems like it's a family movie, but there is like one short topless scene in it which is pointless. I don't know why it's in there. They could have taken it out. It'd be a decent family movie. Like in the 80s, you could have rented this. The monster is really cheesy, but it's a cool movie. I believe there is an edited version that they showed on TV of this because they just edited out that one part, and the whole movie it'd be a good kids movie. Or, yeah, I'd say a good kids movie, 10, 11, 12. Mirror of Death. Never seen it. Don't know what to say. I haven't. Never seen it. If any of you guys have seen any of these ones that I have not, I'd love to hear what you guys think on them. Go to Hell. Here's another one I haven't seen. So I can't comment much on it. Fatty Drives the Bus. Haven't seen it. Again, I think this is one of those eBay lots. I might end up watching a few of these that I haven't seen and doing, maybe some general reviews on them. Maybe review 3 or 4 at a time and just say, hey, it's kind of cool, kind of not. Decapitated. I have seen this one. It depends on what you like. I mean, it's a low-budget slasher movie in the woods. I don't remember a whole ton about it. I think it has some really quirky elements in it. I remember thinking it was okay. It's not an amazing movie, but to me it was worth a watch. Next we got Dr. Hackenstein. I believe The Reanimator was kind of based on this, or this is based on The Reanimator. I didn't really like this movie that much. This movie does have its fans. I wasn't a huge fan of it though. Coming Distractions. This is a cool movie. It's a movie of movie trailers, which may sound odd to people, but I have a couple different versions of these from different companies, and I like them. And the nice thing with it is you can watch this through, and the trailers are generally going to be entertaining because it's a movie trailer. It shows the best portions of the movie, and it can kind of give you an idea of what you would maybe like, what you would maybe not like. So it's a good spot to stop. It's got, I don't know, 10, let's say, 71 trailers. 71 trailers. So, see a lot of different stuff and see what you'd like. This one here, Return to Nukem High. This movie's awesome. Directed by Lloyd Kaufman. This one took a long time to come out after they made it. I don't know why it took so long, but it's a very good movie. Similar to, there's also Nukem High. There's also Nukem High 1, 2, and 3. Original Nukem High is kind of a very popular one. This is similar to that. It's a high school, and kids end up getting this toxic waste and eating it. Some of them turn into crazy stuff, and it's not made for children, anybody, older, which is true for all of these, but it's stupid funny. It's kind of like sending a message about the food that people eat in schools, in cafeterias, but it's also kind of like a throwback to like a high school goofy sex comedy horror thing. I don't know. I think it's definitely an awesome movie. Worth a see. You do not need to see the other Nukem High movies to enjoy this one. There is a volume 2 of this coming out to finish the movie because there's only half of it. But it's been years and years, so I don't know when they're going to release volume 2. Hopefully soon. Oh, I forgot about that. I have this even. Class of Nukem High. This is like a variant. The French version. I also have the regular one, but this is the French version. This is a classic Troma movie. Up there with the Toxic Avenger. Very popular. Similar to the Return of Nukem High, but older. Kind of a goofy comedy high school thing. And it's good. It's a very good movie. I'd recommend original Class of Nukem High for sure. Oh, here's the American version that I have. I think I just saw the French one, and I think I got it for $2, so I picked up the French one. But here's the regular one. Worth getting. For sure worth getting. Cannibal the Musical. People love this movie. I think it's decent. But the dudes who made South Park made this movie. It's a musical about cannibals. And a lot of people really, really love this. If you're a huge South Park fan, get it. I thought it was okay, but I'm also not a huge South Park fan. But South Park fans love this movie. It's decent. Bugged. This is a black comedy horror about Exterminator. It's a decent movie. I love black comedy. It's an okay movie. It's really low budget like the rest, so I wouldn't recommend this right off the bat. If you get into Troma, you like the genre, you like their style, maybe pick this one up. Bloodsucking Freaks. I've kind of seen this one. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's a very controversial movie. It's like tries to be kind of sick and perverse just to be sick and perverse, I guess. Which I'm not a huge fan of that. You know, if there's a reason for it to be disgusting or something, that's cool. But it seems like this is one of those ones, almost in like a Human Centipede way, where it's just like we're gonna be perverted and disgusting, and just to see how perverted and disgusting we can be. I mean, I'm not against either of those things, but not just for the sake of being perverted and disgusting, I guess. But it is very popular, has a lot of following. People like that movie. Back Road Diner. It's another black comedy horror. I haven't watched this one yet, so I can't comment on it. Angel Negro. Not seen this. I've not heard what anybody thinks about it, so I don't have any opinion on it. But another Troma. Mother's Day. I have watched this one time. I need to give this another watch. People really like this, and I might be getting this screwed up, but it's related to the original Friday the 13th some way. Either this was shot at that location first, and then Friday the 13th was shot there. It's similar. It's like a crazy mom lady with her two sons that kill people. I don't remember a lot about it, but this has a huge following. People really, really love this movie. It can be a little bit harder sometimes to find for Troma. At least it was when I got it. So this one is one that I probably will give a rewatch to and an opinion on. The Nightmare Never Ends collection. Nightmare Never Ends, Igor and the Lunatics, and Frostbiter. Never seen this one. I don't even know if I've heard opinions on this one. I think people do like Igor and the Lunatics, but I don't know much about him. Poltergeist. Night of the Dead, the Chicken Dead. I have 2 copies of this, but one of them is missing the movie. Like, one of them I bought and it didn't have the movie in it. I don't remember which one it is, but this is a musical. This one's also directed by Lloyd Kaufman. I personally really like this movie. It does have a slower start to it, but basically this huge corporation buys this building and they put a fast food restaurant in there. It has a lot of kind of digs at fast food restaurants and things like that, or it's mass-produced food. And it's a musical, and basically this fast food restaurant opens and gets contaminated, and people start turning into chicken zombies, and at the end it's just like this brutal, like, odd splatterfest. It's funny. It's meant to be funny, and it's meant to be quirky. It's meant to be over the top. It's a musical about fast food restaurants. I thought this movie was really cool. A lot of people thought this movie was really cool. This is another Lloyd Kaufman directed movie, which turns out that most things that Lloyd Kaufman actually directs end up being awesome. And this is definitely a good one. I would recommend it if you like gore, if you like musicals, maybe. But if you just want to see what Troma is all about, want something over the top, it's a good one. There's a few more left. Redneck Zombies. Seen this movie. This might actually be directed by Lloyd Kaufman. Actually, I don't think it is. A lot of people love this movie. I personally thought this movie was not that great, but a lot of people love it. And a lot of people would recommend it. So, people's opinions vary. I'm not a huge fan, but a lot of people are. Sergeant Kabuki Man NYPD. I love this movie. It's another one. I believe I saw this on TV. It's a little less hardcore than the other ones. It's not as violent. I don't think there's any nudity in it. I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. But and this also they did with, I believe, like Namco. They worked together to make this character Sergeant Kabuki Man, and they had like big plans for him. He was going to have his own cartoon and spin-offs and stuff like that. But the movie didn't do that well, so it didn't kind of pan out that way. It ended up just being this movie. And I think there was a couple of episodes of a cartoon made, but I don't know if they ever made it on TV or not. But I like this movie. This guy is, I don't even remember the exact of it, but he's a detective, and he can turn into Kabuki Man. He's got cool weapons and stuff, and like I said, I believe this is a little more family friendly than the other ones, and it's definitely a good movie to watch. I would highly recommend it. Screenplay. It's a black and white movie. I watched about half of it and I had to turn it off. I believe it's even silent. I don't remember for sure. Wasn't a huge fan of it. Haven't heard many people comment on this one. A movie called Suicide. Haven't watched it. I know there's different versions of this, but I haven't watched it. Oh. And Terror Firmer. This movie is a good movie. Has a big following. Lloyd Kaufman directed this one as well. I love this movie. This movie has one of the only scenes in any horror movie that has made me literally gag. And it's not a gore scene. It's I don't really want to even explain it, but it's not a gore scene. It's just a gross scene. There's definitely not appropriate for younger audiences, and it's way over the top. It's a good movie, and I would recommend it. It's goofy. You have to know what you're getting into with these Troma movies. They're a different style than any other movies. They're gonna have an odd comedy element to them, but they are good, and this is definitely a great one. And then last but not least, I probably have doubles of some of these, and I haven't seen any of these, is the Troma Blood Bank. They made different versions of this, or maybe mine looks like mine's just torn off. They used to have a little liquid-filled thingy up here. And this has got 10 DVDs in here. Kind of a cool metal box. It's more just a shelf display item. I guess a lot of these items are shelf display items because I haven't seen a lot of them. But that's it. That's all of my Troma movies. Let's get a little volume here at the end. That's all my Troma movies, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I have a few other lines I could do. I have some full moon movies which I can do. I have a line of Severn films that I could do, and then I just have general Grindhouse that I could do. So I might do those in the future. Maybe watch some of these and see how it goes. Anyways, I appreciate anybody that watched this movie. I'm assuming this is a long one, way too long, but I appreciate it, and we'll see you guys soon.